Warriors' interest in 6 feet 10 inches sharpshooter highlights their attempt to address a glaring weakness. From Paul George to Lauri Markkanen, and now Davis Bertans, the quality of players the Golden State Warriors have shown interest in this offseason has shifted notably. Bertans' agent, Arturas Kalnitis, shared on Instagram that the 31-year-old forward will prepare for the upcoming season with the Golden State Warriors. However, NBA insider Mark Stein clarified that while Bertans has been invited to work with the team, no official training camp offer has been made yet. The Warriors' recent pursuit of Davis Bertans indicates their awareness of a glaring roster weakness. Although Bertans isn't in the same tier as all-stars like George and Markkanen, there's a key similarity among the three: they all bring valuable three-point shooting at 6 feet 8 inches or taller. At 6 feet 10 inches, Bertans has shot 39.6% from beyond the arc in nearly 5 attempts per game over his 8-year career, leading to his infamous 5-year, $80 million contract in 2019. Nicknamed the Latvian Laser, Bertans is a specialist, with his game largely limited to outside shooting. Whether that's enough to earn him a spot with the Warriors, or any team this late into the offseason, remains to be seen. Nevertheless, the Warriors' interest in Bertans signals that they're acutely aware of their lack of shooting from the frontcourt. Golden State's current options at power forward and center, Jonathan Kuminga, Draymond Green, Tracy Jackson-Davis, Kyle Anderson, and Kevin Looney, don't offer much of a three-point threat, something defenses won't worry about on the perimeter. Markkanen could have been a game-changer for the Warriors in this regard, but the team was unwilling to meet the Utah Jazz's demands. Bertans might provide a similar benefit, although he faces a steep challenge to secure not only a roster spot but also meaningful minutes in Steve Kerr's rotation. Quinton Post, drafted by the Warriors with the 52nd overall pick in June, is another big man whose contract status remains unresolved, highlighting the team's recognition of the need for a floor-spacing big. While the Warriors haven't fully addressed their lack of frontcourt shooting this offseason, their pursuit of players like George, Markkanen, and Bertans underscores that they see this as a weakness that could pose problems as the season approaches. For key stats that prove Moses Moody is ready for a bigger role with the Warriors. Moses Moody is poised to be one of the most intriguing players for the Golden State Warriors next season, especially after an offseason filled with speculation about his future. Despite rumors that he was part of a trade offer for Lauri Markkanen, it appears Moody will enter his 4th year with the Warriors, even though head coach Steve Kerr has been hesitant to give the former 14th overall pick significant playing time in his first 3 seasons. Despite limited opportunities, Moses Moody made big strides with the Warriors last season. With the Warriors' roster still deep, why should the season be any different for Moody? Will he once again face stretches of DNPs, much to the frustration of fans? Here are 4 key stats from last season that suggest Moody is ready to break out as a legitimate rotation player for Golden State. 1. The Warriors performed better with Moody on the floor last season. The Warriors were plus 3.3 points per 100 possessions better when Moody was on the court, compared to plus 2.5 when he was off. While the difference may seem small, this marked the first time in his career that Golden State statistically improved with Moody in the game. This is an encouraging sign that the 22-year-old can have an even bigger impact with an expanded role this upcoming season. 2. Moody's three-point shooting improved with more playing time. Moody thrives when given consistent minutes, and the numbers back it up. In games where he played between 10 and 19 minutes, Moody shot just 28.9% from 3. But when he played between 20 and 29 minutes, his three-point percentage jumped to 41.3%. That number skyrocketed to 50% in games where he logged 30 or more minutes. This trend also appeared in the 2022-23 season, further proving that Moody is a much more effective shooter when given the chance to find his rhythm. 3. Moody is ready to fill Klay Thompson's shoes. Moody averaged 6.2 three-point attempts per 36 minutes last season, one of only 3 Warriors players to attempt more than 5 per game while playing at least 1,100 minutes. The other 2? Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. With Thompson now with the Dallas Mavericks, the Warriors will need players to step up and replace his production. While additions like DeAnthony Melton, Buddy Hield, and the emergence of Brandon Podziemski will help fill the gap, Moody's skill set as a 3-and-D wing makes him a prime candidate to replace the veteran sharpshooter's contributions. 4. Improved defense. Defense has been one area holding Moody back from more minutes, but last season he made significant strides. His defensive field goal percentage dropped to 42.1%, down from 46% the previous season. For comparison, Gary Payton II and Andrew Wiggins, considered Golden State's top perimeter defenders, both posted defensive FG percentages over 44% last year. Moody also posted a positive defensive box plus-minus for the first time in his career, and his defensive win shares increased from 0.6 to 1.2, showcasing his growth on that end of the floor. These stats show that Moses Moody is ready to take on a bigger role for the Warriors, bringing both efficient offense and improving defense to a team looking to maintain its championship pedigree. Time to shoot threes. Warriors veteran eyes major evolution. After losing his starting role, and at times, even his spot in the rotation, during the second half of last season, Kevin Looney knows he must adapt his game to re-establish himself as a vital contributor for the Golden State Warriors. Fans took notice when Looney appeared visibly leaner in a recent Instagram post, which may reflect the 28-year-old's ambition to revitalize his play this offseason. Warriors fans can expect Kevin Looney to take more mid-range and three-point shots next season. In a recent interview with NBA insider Brandon "Scoop Beat" Robinson, Looney shared his intent to expand his shooting range, focusing on three-pointers and mid-range shots to diversify his game. "I've been working on this for years, but now it's time for me to start shooting threes and more mid-range shots," Looney told Robinson. "Steve Kerr wanted me to improve in that area, so I've been shooting a lot and feeling good about it. There will definitely be some surprises next year." Looney was known for his perimeter game in high school and during his lone year at UCLA, where he shot 41.5% from three on 1.5 attempts per game. However, the course of his 9-year NBA career changed drastically due to hip injuries that limited his mobility, transforming him into more of a physical, paint-bound center. Between 2018 and 2020, Looney attempted 10, 14, and 17 three-pointers in each of those seasons, but he has only taken one shot from beyond the arc in each of the last 3 years. In his 523-game career, Looney is a combined 10, 4, 60, 16.7% from deep. Even his mid-range shooting has seen a decline. He attempted 55 shots from 10 feet or more in 2021 to 22, but that number dropped to 29 and 22 attempts in the past 2 seasons. Despite these limitations, Looney remained impactful, especially during his career-best season in 2022 to 23. Yet, the lack of spacing between him and Draymond Green in the frontcourt became an issue the Warriors couldn't overcome last year. Looney's development as a shooter will be a storyline to watch in training camp and the preseason, as the veteran center's role in Steve Kerr's rotation for opening night against the Portland Trail Blazers is far from guaranteed. The Warriors have a clear second scorer. If Steve Kerr can make room for him, the Golden State Warriors aren't exactly topping championship contender lists heading into the upcoming season. Why? In today's modern NBA, having multiple offensive stars is increasingly essential, and the Warriors currently lack that depth, or at least haven't fully realized it. They missed out on trades for all-star forwards Paul George and Lauri Markkanen this offseason, leaving the focus on who could step up to fill the void alongside Stephen Curry. Whether the Warriors can find a reliable second scorer remains one of the biggest questions heading into training camp, as NBC Sports' Dalton Johnson highlighted earlier this month. Fortunately, the team doesn't have to search far for the answer. Jonathan Kuminga already proved he could be the Warriors' second scorer late last season. The Warriors showcased Curry's new running mate at the end of last season when Jonathan Kuminga took giant strides, both literally and figuratively, toward becoming the team's second leading scorer. During a nearly 2-month stretch from January 27 to March 26, Kuminga started all 29 games, averaging 19.1 points on an impressive 52.7% shooting from the field. He also attacked the rim frequently, getting to the free throw line 4.6 times per game. No other Warriors player averaged more than 3.0. Kuminga's usage rate of 27.2% in March was the highest of his career, and perhaps more importantly, the Warriors posted a healthy 18-11 record during that span. With further off-season development and increased responsibility following Klay Thompson's departure, it's easy to envision Kuminga averaging over 20 points per game, potentially even approaching 25. However, there's one issue: his spot in the starting lineup isn't guaranteed, as much as many fans believe it should be. Kuminga's 29-game stretch was cut short by injury, forcing him to miss 6 games. He returned to play in 5 of the Warriors' final 6 games but only started in 2, largely due to Draymond Green's absence. The real question isn't whether Kuminga can be the Warriors' second scorer. He's already shown he can handle that role. The challenge lies in whether Steve Kerr will make room for Kuminga to shine as a starter at the beginning of the season, allowing him to step fully into the spotlight as Curry's co-star.